They hail from around the globe, and though separated by oceans, they gather in the virtual world for reasons as varied as their locales. Whether it's a defending champion looking to retain his title, a new and eager hopeful striving for recognition, or a legend prepared to recapture past glory, in the end, the one goal they all share is to win. But when naming a victor, only one driver's name can be etched into the record books. You're watching the Heusinkveld MX-5 World Tour.
If you need evidence that global warming is real, you need to look no further than this season's results. Despite being held in the fall and winter months, everything has been sunny. Two-time champion Sonny Ketchen can clinch his third crown this afternoon as the Heusinkveld MX-5 World Tour comes to Zandvoort for the Team Potato Trophy of the Dunes. And all the action can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing channel. From the land of Hans Christian Andersen, hello and welcome to Title Influence's Countdown to Green. This is the 11th and final regular season race before the double distance, double points season finale. Way up in the press box to bring you our bird's eye view is Soup and Crackers, yours truly, Bill Soup Zahn, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. Jake Sperry is on assignment. The hardest working man in sim race broadcasting, Joe Peak, sits in the director's chair armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. Now, ever since the management of the tour has taken over by a Netherlander, Circuit Park Zandvoort has become a regular stop on the schedule. Not surprisingly, the last time the MWT came to the dunes was just last season when the Roland Estonian Errol Num beat the Slovene machine Patrick Fliss to the flag. Where was Sonny Ketchen, you might ask? Well, how about 2 laps down in 21st? But for those of you who missed that race, how about we reintroduce Sean Ambrose to give us a little refresher course about Zandvoort.
Goedendag, race fans. Yes, Soup, before I talk about the track, let me remind the viewers that the most everything on the countdown to green is brought to you thanks to Title Influence, an ecological consulting firm based in Long Beach, California, that restores wetlands, saves and studies endangered species, and educates children about our environment. For more information, go to TitleInfluence.com, Soup. Now, Circuit Park Zandvoort, located in the north of the resort town of Zandvoort, on the dunes that hold back the North Sea. The track was built just after World War II. It saw their first Formula race here in 1955. So this is an old one, folks. In 2001, the track was redesigned to this current configuration that you see today. 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles around, and has 13 turns. Something to watch out for is the sand that the cars can drag onto the pavement, maybe a little reminiscent of a place called Laguna Seca here in the States. But the best way to find out what this track is really like is to jump behind the wheel and take a lap around Circuit Park Zandvoort.
All right, we've got Amjad Yaman in the GSRC MX-5, so let's do a lap around Zandvoort. Coming down to Tarzan, this is far and above your best chance for a pass on what is a technical and twisty circuit. While the banking might make it seem like an outside pass can be possible, it's very difficult to make it work. As you come off the hairpin, the track will veer back left where you'll want to hug tight to the edge of the road for the best line through Gerlach. This crested bend is best if attempted single file. Then, you're dumped right into Heusinkveld, which is similarly banked like Tarzan, but turns the opposite way. A good launch off of here is going to be really important, because even though we have some bends like Slotemacher along the way, you'll be flat out climbing up the hill. Just straighten these out as best you can with as little steering input as possible. The blind rise right before Skivlak makes this fast sweeping bend very tough to be consistent with. The good news is if you overshoot it, the gravel trap is on a hillside, making it unlikely you'll ever reach the Armco. Once again, hold the car as far left as you can on the short burst to Marlboro. The apex of this corner is surprisingly tricky to hit. As we follow the gentle curve of the track, you've now entered the newer, slower, more technical portion of the circuit. Renault is the first of back-to-back hairpins, so switch sides as quickly as you can and set yourself up for Vodafone. It's much more important to get the launch off of this one since it has one of the few long straights of the course following it. Try to glide the car across the track to the left side as we come over this rise and then spot your brake marker for the Audi S. This is one of the few other spots where passes are likely to be attempted, but coming into here too wide is going to either slow both of you down drastically or force one of the cars off track. A lot of the inside curb is fair game, so don't be afraid to get very low into the corner. Bring the car across once more and then try to take an aggressive line to turn 12. This is another bend where you can just about mount the curb and not get a 1X. Getting the power early will be critical as well because the long flat out bend of Lyondike also leads back onto the front stretch. This extends the straightaway by a lot, making every ounce of speed count. Hopefully you kept it out of the walls and have now finished a lap around Zandvoort.
Where the seagulls fly and the rents are high, a lap around the dunes of Zandvoort. Now, how about a lap around the points? And as it has been all season, Sonny Catch Me If You Can is out in front. The two-time champ has a 178-point lead on the field. If Sonny can leave Zandvoort with at least a gap of 151, he will clinch his third crown. The only driver with a chance, albeit a slim one, to catch Cantion is the defending champ, the Rolling Stonian Errol Num. Travis Swenke had his best result last time at Oran Park with the second. Patrick Fliss holds station despite having to burn his second no-show compensation last round. Burning his third no-show comp was Robert Hartley. Hartley can hang his hat on a win he earned at Phillip Island. Tied for fifth with Hartley is the top rookie Richard Money Worth. The Bay State Hammer Tom Rathie separates Worth from the next best rookie, Tom Eric the Red Ball. Now, Nick Thiessen and Brian Holmes round out the overlay, but there's a little more to talk about that, and we'll tell that story when we move now to the Amateur Championship, where we'll see Gianni Quintier actually sits in ninth in the overall championship ahead of Thiessen and Holmes, but our previous graphic is kind of bourgeoisie, only, in other words, no AMs allowed. So Gianni's only accomplishment comes here on the overlay that you see now where he leads the amateurs. Kip Hairflick Stevens has been chasing Quintelier for the entire back half of the season. Lauren Murray sits third and has a shot at topping the mile per incident chart. And then there is this guy. His sudden success in the Sports Car Challenge Series has filtered in the MWT as we welcome back to the graphic Jeroen Ursum, now in eighth. So, Crackers, we've talked about the track. We've gone over the standings. How about last piece of business? We go over the race details.
Soup, let's do that real quick here. Round 11 of 12. There are no drop races, so anything that happens on the track counts. However, there is something unique to the MWT called no-show compensations. No-show compensations. No-show compensation can be used 3 times. If a driver misses a race, he or she is compensated with points equal to a percentage that the driver's average finish. Now, the setups here, they are wide open, with a reduced fuel cell forcing everyone to stop at least once for fuel. Drivers can change 2 tires before fueling is finished. The race distance today, Soup, I'm seeing 24 laps, so just about an hour here today, and going to be an exciting one indeed. And the incident cap, well, there is none, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's no fast repairs here either. You break it, you bought it. So now the miles, we do have the MPI in play. And the driver's rankings currently there. The incident standings as we see them. We've got Richard Losper up there in first. Joe McDonald currently sitting there in second. And Lauren Murray third in MPI this season.
Yeah, that's a big thing. The way that works is they rank you. The MPI stands for miles per incident. And where you rank on that chart basically is one race result. So just like a race where you get 100 points for finishing first and 25 points for finishing last. Where you finish on that chart, if you're at the end of the season, you're at the top of that chart, you get 100 points. So that's something to watch out for. Now, Richard Losper, my longtime booth mate, he's been ill. He hasn't been with us much. Richard, get better, but I don't think he's going to qualify for that anymore, as he's going to drop below the 50% participation quota that they need to do. So look for those guys, McDonald and Murray, to move up there. It's something they take pride in. Qualifying going on right now. 10 minutes of qualifying. They get it. I believe it is 2 laps they got to put in. Right now, we're a little bit of surprise. How about Steve Heffern up on the top of the charts as they start to roll in? But some of the big names, Sean, haven't put in their times yet.
Yeah, well, and some of the big names just now coming across to get their laps in. Jeff Williamson is across in 8th. Oh, and there's Sonny Kanchin just gets to the top there with a 1:53.3. That puts him 3/10 ahead of Steve Hefford, and Arrow Num just climbs up the board there, gets his first lap in. So the heavy hitters have found their way to the top now all of a sudden.
A little smaller field here in the MWT this week than we're used to, although I'm surprised it is as big as it is. We have a couple big events. Sean, something you're involved in, the Daytona 24 going on.
Boy, I sure hope we're still involved in it. We've got the GSRC Turn 2 Motorsports Chevrolet C7 Daytona prototype out there, and we're having a pretty good day so far. But enough of that. On to the racing here. Boy, I'll tell you what, this track, Soup, a lot of treachery out there for the drivers. This MX-5 likes to slide around a little bit, maybe even a little heavy in the rear. This should be fun now watching these drivers compete. Well, we've got 23 of them here today, so maybe a little bit smaller field than we're used to seeing, but still a pretty good field.
One driver I want to give some attention to. He's currently in 6th position on the qualifying chart, racing in the 172 machine. It's the amateur Stefan Van Opstel. Now, as he brings it into the pits right now. Come on, Stefan, talking about you. Get that car out on the track. He's in the amateur class. He's really fast. He might be faster, actually, than our amateur leader in the number 37 car of Gianni Quintilier. So you're looking there at Neil Bamber. Bamber, one of those drivers, doing what I like to call cross-pollination. We know him from the Absolute Beginner League, where he races in the Skippy. Coming over here now to race in the MWT. They are good companion series, as they both race the same time of day on the weekend. So really a great time as Neil's bringing that one in. It's here in the U.S. It's early, like Saturday morning, or actually noon here on the West Coast, about 3 o'clock on the East Coast. There we're looking there at Max Wright.
You said early, and I'm thinking, man, it's going to be dark here in about an hour and a half.
Well, it all depends what time you go to bed to how early it is. And then, of course, in Europe, it's late in the evening. Just about dinner time in some place, a little later as you go farther east. The only guys that really have to work hard, and when they have to work hard no matter when we race, as we look at Sarah Dove, is those darn Aussies. They are really struggling. They have to get up early. There's one of them right now. Not really an Aussie, I apologize. It's Gene Fittis from New Zealand. Gotta be careful about that one.
Yeah, it's about 7 in the, well, what is it? Yeah, it's just after 7 in the morning there, I guess, depending on what side of Australia you're on right now. But yeah, it's definitely early.
Good position for him. He's currently sitting in 10th. Gene has the reputation of one time he has to get up so early. He qualified his car, and then somehow his between the little time where you qualify and actually grid the car, his eyes closed, and when he woke up, he had missed the race. Fell asleep behind his wheel.
Be careful when somebody tells you, hey, I'm going to take a quick nap, right?
We've had directors fall asleep behind the console.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, they like.
Oh,
we had one race where we were on one driver for about 30 minutes. Had to call the neighbor to go over and pound on the door.
All right, so pardon me if I'm not as familiar with this series as most, but I do notice that Joe McDonald is in a McDonald's car, and I think that is just smacking perfect right there. I love that. Yeah, won't have any trouble identifying him today.
It seems like that should almost be a law. We're looking at Joe there. The other car, remember, we used to have a driver with the last name of Mac would go out there and race in the Big Mac machine. Good look at that. That's a good-looking car, that red car. Joe currently sitting in 19th position. Again, Joe is probably going to sit at the top of the miles per incident. Hey, how about the look on that car? There we had Jeroen Ursum out there. Now here's the car. The Kyle.
Don't you dare!
I said Kyle,
Richard Petty's paint scheme. Don't you dare!
Look at that. It's beautiful.
Not allowed to invoke that name.
You know, it's funny you talk about the Petties. Kyle never was quite the driver that his dad was, but I think Adam had some talent under. Of course, we lost Adam early. I think he was going to be good.
Kid had a lot of talent, that's for sure.
Yeah. Kip sitting second in the amateur class, trying to run down Gianni Quintilier. A little slow though in qualifying right now, sitting 23rd. And we got to go to grid here because I have some bills to pay. I forgot we're going to be late doing this here.
Yeah, we got to get our bonus.
Sitting in this chair here. Remember that this is the Heusinkveld Engineering grid here. Heusinkveld offers a broad array of products and services, including advanced vehicle simulation software and hardware. The sponsors on practically every major team in sim racing today. If you're looking for the edge in racing, get in touch today at heusinkveld.com. Not used to sitting in the captain's chair. Almost missed my plug. Let's go to the grid. Richard Worth and Sonny Ketchen in the front row. Aaron Num, Stephen Heffert behind them. Row 3, Tom Ratchie, Travis Swenke, Stephen Van Obstrel, and Patrick Fliss make up row 4. The final row on the overlay, Nick Thyssen and our amateur leader, Gianni Quintilier.
Okay, and go back to row 6. Gene Fittis, Hugh Williamson, Lauren Murray, Neil Bamber. Row 7. Row 8, going to be Jordy Fike and Sarah Dove. Row 9, Jorg Denkert and Jeroen Ursum. Row 10, Joe McDonald and Max Wright. I'll take the last 3. Jacob Toffs, 21st. Derek Holland, not to be confused with the pitcher, there in 22nd. And Kip Stevens, 23rd.
I can hear Jake Sperry right now watching the rebroadcast of this yelling, "Soup, you're late to the sponsor plug." I got it in, Jake. We got our commentator's bonus. Luckily, we had a small field, 23 names on the entry list. 22 of them put in a practice time. 23 all put in a qualifying time. So this should be a good event. On the pole, though, I had to hurry through it. How about this? The rookie, Richard Worth, in front of the Aussie of Sonny Ketchen, Num, and Hetford right behind him. Should be a good one. Lots of German corner names that I've been working on, so I'm going to impress all you guys with the way I do this. Oh, they are Dutch. My director yells in my ear. There we go. My favorite one, of course, the final corner, Ari Leyendeck, my wife's favorite driver. Waiting for the drivers to all get up there, gridded up. You can hear those little MX-5 start to harmonize now. Richard Worth out in front, waiting for the green light. He gets it. Gather at the chickens. Take cover behind the cows, because it is the rookie Richard Worth leading the stampede down into the Tarzan, the first corner. Sonny Ketchen slots into second, pressuring a little bit. Nope, he's going to take it easy. Stuck on the top side. That is Errol Num. Steve Hefford with a great qualifying run in fourth. What do you got?
Jeroen Ursum and Jacob Toffs getting into it at the first turn. Jeez.
Ursum got a little bit off on the inside of Tarzan. Not sure what he was doing over there. Did he get bumped over? I don't think so. The car just went squirrely on him. We've bookmarked. We'll come back and get that one a little bit later. Oh, you know what? Ursum did a great job of avoiding problems. He turned the car into the grass. Unfortunately, once he got on the grass, he couldn't keep it straight, and he got into it with Tufts. We'll come back and look at that one actually on screen in a minute. Right now, though, Richard Worth out in front, Sonny Ketchen pressuring, losing a little bit of time. About 4 car lengths back is Num, Hefford, and the Bay State Hammer, Tom Ratchie, rounding out your top 5. Boy, look at that camera shot there. You can see the cars working around what is turn number 8. That is the Renault corner. I do not believe in sponsor names on corners. I am going to call those corners, instead of Marlboro, Renault, and Vodafone, I'm going to call those Kim, Chloe, and Courtney. That's my little protest about naming that. They head through the Audi S. Other than that little incident, Sean, looks pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Lauren Murray really in the thick of this right now. He picked up a spot, got around Hugh Williamson there on the thing. Oh, and trouble, somebody there slowed down. Who was that? Nick Thyssen? Yeah, Thyssen, really slow right now. Didn't see what happened to him.
Maybe picked up a slowdown penalty, perhaps, for Nick.
Wow, Steve Hefford already getting that pit stop out of the way. I don't think that was planned, Soup.
Yeah, I think there's a little early for that one. They usually have to go about a third of the race before they can stop. So look for Hefford to make one more stop in there. Meanwhile, up in front, it's still, you're looking at it, Worth, followed by Ketchen. Now, Worth has been quick. The problem is he's been involved in several incidents. A lot of times he's been in the middle of the train. He's the guy who kind of breaks the train up a little bit. Right now, out in front, Ketchen doing everything he can to run him down. Num sitting still in third. Num probably, as we talked about in the pre-race show, the only driver with a shot at the championship. He's our defending champion, our season 13 champion, as we are 14 seasons worth into the MWT, the first series to actually be broadcast here on GSRC. Been a long time.
Been a long time since I've actually been on the call for an MWT race, to be honest with you. It's been a minute.
Let's drop back a little bit farther in the train to 6th position. I talked about this amateur, Steven van Opstroll. He is good. He is our top amateur right now. He is ahead of the Slovene machine, Patrick Fliss. Fliss, the only driver to ever achieve the perfect Ironman season, every lap of every scheduled race. But there's another guy who hopes to add his name to that category, and that is Sonny Ketchen. So far, through 10 races, he's done them all, every lap.
Very well-behaved bunch here early, Soup.
Let's drop back to 8th position. This is Gene Fittis, the New Zealand driver. Another driver picked up the nickname Must Finish Fittis. Had some problems bringing the car home. Right now racing all by himself. About a second behind Fliss, about a second ahead of Quintelier.
Yeah, we've got a battle for 11th here. You Williamson getting around Lauren Murray, getting under him anyway. Man, I'm gonna get You's name right, I promise.
Now that's a new paint scheme for Murray. I love it. It's a new team. The sponsor is Automach. I'm not sure if that is the name of the team, but that's a good-looking car. There's a couple out there. Murray in that red, white, and light blue colored machine, making a run now on Jupe. Here we go as they head down into, there are not going to be any passes here through 4 and 5, but as they get down on the outside of Slivlock, there they go. They're going to go side by side through this corner. It's the right-hander coming up, and I think on the outside with all the sand going on here, Sean, that's going to be a tough sell to make that pass on the outside.
And it's like you said, it's going to get worse as the race gets deeper. Watch out for Neil Bamber here. Bamber really digging.
And right behind Bambu, you got a couple of Sarah Dove, we know from the AOR, another cross-pollination. And then the Sheriff, Jody Fike, back there. A great 5-car battle going on for 10th. We can stay on it for a minute because there's not much going on up front. We can give a little love to these guys. Vilmanson, followed by Murray, Bambi, and then Sarah Dove and Jody Fike.
Well, Bamber looking very aggressive right now, trying to set this up. Maybe trying to get 2 for the price of 1.
Jupe again fighting, holding them off. This is for 10th position as they work through Coomhole. Now, then through my wife's favorite corner, her favorite driver through 13. This is where we want a good drive off of this. Slower car up in front. That's Quintelier. He must have had an off. He's going to lose positions. The amateur driver, we're going to have 3 wide through there. They get it done. Quintelier is very slow. Now he's got to speed back up. Either you had an off track or a slowdown penalty. Sean, they go 2 by 2 through Tarzan.
Yes, they do. Johnny Weissballer just hanging out, ready to scream.
Right now, it is. So we now add with Quintelier's that slowdown. What was a 5-car battle becomes a 6-car train.
Nobody got that, by the way. Super way too old.
Yeah, he was the actor who played Tarzan decades ago in the movies. So
maybe a century ago.
It's like a long time. So we're looking at this long train right here for 10th. Let's leave. Well, I hate to leave it. Let's go up front just to check in real quick on the long train that is up front. and that is still Worth, Canchen, Numb, Ratchy, Swanky, Van Opstrel, Fliss, Fittis. They're all in a line. So you got 2 long strings. Those strings are long enough that the girls around the way could play a game of double dutch.
Oh, Kintier back here making it really, really difficult. Got on the inside of Lauren Murray.
This is good news for Wilmanson, who's going to let him pull away. But look at that. Murray fends him off. What great racing.
Here comes Bamber. Yeah, and here comes Bamber fighting back. Kintier was slow and then got right back up to speed in front of Bamber, and it's really, really hurting Bamber right now. He was close to pulling off a move on Murray until that happened. And now it's a struggle. Uphill battle here for Bamber.
Let's go to the lead. We have an attack made by Canchen. Taking the defensive line was Worth. As they go down into Tarzan, they go side by side. Again, Canchen on the outside, just maybe doing a little what Joe Peak likes to call reconnaissance racing. Oh, no way. He gets the momentum from the outside. We got a new leader. It is your points leader, 2-time champion on his way to a 3rd, Sonny Canchen.
Lauren Murray gets by Jupp Wilmanson back here. Kintier tried to pick up that spot and get around Jupp, but it didn't work out. Jupp's still hanging on to that 10th spot.
So now we have a new leader in that second train, and I think Murray might be faster than Wilmanson. I think those guys behind him, like Quintelier, Bamber, Dove, those guys may want to be making their move. Same thing might want to be happening up front now with Worth in second. I don't think guys like Numb can afford to sit back behind and lose touch with Sonny Catch Me If You Canchen as he is out in front. 8-car train, nose to tail, and then you get back to Murray, where it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-car train, 7-car train.
I will call it 7.
Yeah, bring Nick Thiessen in there.
Yeah, Thiessen's hanging in there.
The Sheriff, Jordy Fike, up to 14th, still following Dove and Bamber. Oh, there's an off up there. Can we get a look at Wilmanson? Made a mistake. And he loses a position to Quintelier. We don't need to get it on replay. He just got the car off into the grass. So again, Wilmanson dropping 1 more spot.
Yeah, and it's been a recovery drive for Quintelier since that little bit of trouble, that slowdown he had, and he's picked up a couple of spots and now gets to focus on trying to pass Lauren Murray. Murray up 4 spots to early on in this race.
Yep, and out in front now, the engine of that second set of cars. We've talked a lot about the 2 front strings. Let's quickly give some love to the other guys. How about we go back to 16th position, Joe McDonald racing all by himself. Boy, he is 2 seconds between him and anybody around him. Max Wright is the next driver. He's in a little bit of a battle. Max Wright in there with Derek Holland. Battle for 17th. I think the field is so small, we can probably round them out. How about we go back to Derek Holland and Steve Hefford in a battle for 19th. We'll keep an eye on that one. Let's stay on that one for a minute. Hefford, oh, he made a run on him, but he's going to back out. Hefford in 20th. Jeroen Ursum after that initial spin in 21st position. And there we go. Oh, here it comes right now. As we see Holland in that battle. And he's Holland, yeah, Heffern gets, actually Heffern was leading that time through, so that's a great battle going on there. Heffern made the pass. We got it. And then finally, last car, can we give a quick love to 22nd position, Jacob Tuff. So we'll give everybody a little screen time early on. The only retiree, George Dankirk, Sean.
Sue, I'm telling you, man, this battle back here is intense, man. Nick Thiessen is really pushing right now on Jordy Fike. And he's at the end of this train and is looking for the right opportunity to gain just 1 spot. But all 7 of these cars right now showing really, really good pace and fight.
We ride on board with Nick Thiessen right now. Give a little shout out to Nick. I'm not sure how involved he is with some of the new graphics we're using on the broadcast, but Nick, whatever you helped on that one.
So I just made an observation. All right, so your top 8 all pros except for Steven Van Opstel. They're in 6th. And you go back to this battle that we're talking about here, 9th basically back to 15th in amateurs, except for Nick Thyssen, who's in 14th.
Talk about this, and you just saw him make us move there on the Sheriff, Jordy Fike. Jordy dropping back into the caboose of that second train right now. Viewers, to be honest, the best racing is back here in this battle for 9th. I know the ones up front, they're just as close, but they are much more either rehearsed or well-behaved. They are pretty much racing in order. I've only seen one pass, and that was the pass from Ketchen around Worth. Other than that, they're still racing as they went into corner 1 first lap. Now here's the deal. You start with the same amount of fuel. I say this almost every race, but you don't burn the same amount of fuel. Right now, Ketchen out of front should be burning more. I have gotten the reputation. Look at this fight going on right now as we look at Quintelier. Yeah, a little nice move from him as he goes up into 9th. Now here comes Murray fighting back. They're going to head down into the Audi S. It's kind of a chicane, and then through Hunsrud. Got some contact somewhere. That was looks like Bambi right through that corner, got into the back, and he's going to lose positions. Got into the back of Wilmanson. He had to check up, so he's going to lose a position to Thiessen. He falls back now into Bamber, falls back into 13th. Not sure if Neil Bamber is happy about his nickname Bambi, but let's stay on Bamber for a minute because he's being pressured. Here comes Sarah Dove. She puts her beak into the inside. She's going to get this spot. Look at that on the inside. She's in that yellow car with the 2 stripes down the middle. She gets that position, and it's green. The car is green, but I can tell this, there are 2 stripes. I know that much. There are. She continues to fight back. She's going to surrender that one. Oh, as Bamber goes a little bit wide.
Yeah, a little bit indeed, but still able to hold position there.
Now Sarah with a good run. Okay. Now Sarah pulls side by side up along Bambi. It's a dove against a deer. My money is on the deer.
Oh, jeez. It just made me think of a Sound of Music song there.
All right, let's give that spot. It was a hard-fought battle up into the biggest dozen position. Sorry, Dove. What do you got, Sean?
Oh, Lauren Murray, Nick Thyssen getting by. Nick kind of tried to rough Lauren up a little bit, but gets by clean.
So all the fighting going on between Dove and Bamber, that's giving a little bit of gap. Vilmanson now in 12th position, about a second back to Dove. I think Dove's probably fast enough to run these guys down if they can behave. Check back up on front for a little bit because our contract calls that we cover the lead every once in a while. Sonny Ketchen, 6.6 seconds ahead of Worth. I guess Num happy to race in 3rd right now. Either that or that's all she's got. Tom Ratchie taking a peek inside there, looking at, or I'm sorry, that was Schwenke back there looking inside of Ratchie if he wanted it. There are no teams. Look at that. Oh, that's a great shot. Thank you, director. That shows you what we're looking at. There are no teams in the MWT. Nevertheless, there is Asbury Motorsports that's here. They have made their presence known. There's at least a handful, half dozen drivers from that squad. Very, very well organized up front. 16 laps to go. We are probably in the very front of the window right now. Pit window. The only car to make a stop, Steve Heffer, but again, I believe that one was unscheduled. Looking at Dory, Travis Swenke.
Oof.
What do you got, Sean?
Sorry, I'm still watching Lauren Murray here. He's behind some real action. Oh,
there's off.
Oh, Quintelier is off.
Now he was making, this is Quintelier making the move on the inside On the outside is Quintier. Inside is Thyssen. They almost get together once, and then once Quintier gets out there, the car gets loose.
Yeah, Quintier he's suffering right now here.
Yeah, once he got the car back on the track, it just came around. The car wasn't feeling well. Let's stay on this now. John, these MX-5s are pretty healthy. I can't believe that he would have damaged it going out there, but stay off it right through this corner. The car just like it's on ice. Could the tires have been dirty? Is that... Now remember, Quintier had that... He was well out in front and then had that what I thought was a slowdown penalty that brought him back into the pack. Maybe there was some damage that we picked up before that we didn't know about. Oh, let's go to Joe McDonald. This was a big one. Just happened about 10 seconds before I talked about it.
Yeah.
Steve Heffer got into the back of them. And
center punch, man. And the worst spot sends him... You're going to see this here on the replay. Just a center punch to the rear end by Hefford there. And, boy, it does not end well for Joe.
Was it? Now, look at that. Maybe they were coming into pit lane. Maybe they were coming in to make their stop. Yeah, I imagine that Joe was probably coming in to make his stop. And maybe the punter did not realize maybe Hefford got into him. Yeah, Now, as you saw that before, as they went around the car that was on the side of the road, that was Neil Bamber. He had an off as well.
Boy, and while we're watching that replay, Sarah Dove had an off and allows Jordy Fike to get by. Was back in Vodafone there.
Some other cars that are in the pits, I'm looking that Jeroen Ursum has made a stop. It was a long one. He's back out. So things got a little bit messy farther back. What's going on up front? Uh-oh, look at this. Num has said, I cannot sit back here any longer, Richard. I got to make a move. On the outside through Tarzan. Careful, it gets a little dirty out there. You can see it get off into the dust, but look at the drive that the defending champion gets, and he's going to... Let's see if he can put money in his pocket. He does. Move Num up to second, Worth back to third.
Nice job setting it up from around the outside.
But here's the bad news. 1.8 seconds from Num to Kanchan. Now, lately I've been getting the reputation of Chicken Little yelling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Every time somebody makes a pit stop, there's not enough fuel, there's not enough fuel. I'm not going to do it. I don't care if Sonny Kanchan doesn't make a pit stop. He has enough fuel to get to the end. Looking there at, as we're looking at Errol Num in second. Now can he get it back? Now let's look at Fittis back in sixth position. Gene having a good run. The last car in that train, right behind Patrick Fliss. Fliss has been very quiet this season. Has not had made this up and running up front as much as one would expect. Out in front, cooking with hot fish grease, it is Sonny Kanchan. 2-second lead back to Num.
Yeah, Arrow is obviously pushing hard. Soup just off in the dirt there a moment ago. 2 seconds, that might as well be infinity right now to catch Sonny Kanchan.
So the front cars now, there's 6 of them. Leader of the second train is now Nick Thyssen.
Thyssen has just steadily worked his way back up through that, hasn't he, Soup?
Yep. Looking at Dove now. She's in. You got the spot from the sheriff, Jordy Fike. She moves up into 10th. She's on a bit of a run there.
Yeah.
6 spots for Sarah.
Yeah, she is. And, you know, Jordy having a pretty good run of his own up 4 spots, but Sarah seems to be hooked up right now, Soup.
Still waiting for a legitimate pit stop. Steve Heffert, again, we talked about it. He's made one. That one doesn't count. Travis Swenke has made a stop. That was, we kind of, and Ratchie have both come in and out. So there's 2 drivers that we should have caught on that when they made their stop. Let's see where they're racing right now. 15th and 16th. They were up in that top train. They are about 33 seconds behind your leader. No, that's incorrect. Sorry about that. That would have been way too short. How about a time of... Get you a time from them back to the leader if I can. Well, no, I was about right. I guess it's about 33 seconds. Okay, boy. That seems awfully quick. I looked at the number, Sean, and I did not believe it. I guess you can get in and out in time. So that's...
Yeah.
Right, well, this will be a good... This will be a good indication. Num coming in right now. And while that's going on, maybe we can go to this battle. Yeah. Let's go to second right now. This is Van Opstroll in a battle with Worth, and he gets him. Now, while that's going on, let's look at Num. Num is in. He's going up on the left side. That's the driver's side. He's going to take tires. This is a clockwise track, so that makes sense. Num, when is he going to start to roll, and where is Ratchie? Uh-oh, here comes Ratchie now. Is he going to get him? Num is coming out on the track. Wright goes by. Swenke goes by. Num comes out between Swenke and Ratchie. Woo!
And Soup, while all that was going on, Richard Worth up here trying to put a move on Van Opstroll right now. Worth all over the bumper.
This is all good news for the Sonny Catch Me If You Can'tion right now. These guys continue to battle. So here's what's up. Worth, Fliss, Fittis in that battle in there as well. All chasing Van Opstroll. That's for second. Catching way out in front. But meanwhile, we got to go back. I want to go back to Swenke right now because he is stuck behind Max Wright. Remember, Swenke is racing the guys on the other side of the track. He's in a battle with Errol Num, with Van Opstroll. But right now, he's being held up by Max Wright. And now here comes Num. Num knows what's going on. I can't afford to be held up. And now Ratchie on the inside of Num. Those 3 guys are going to be very impatient. Wright finally gives them a little bit of room. Now, there's no blue flag here, right, Sean? He's racing for position.
Yeah, no, he's racing for position indeed.
Not making any friends, but nevertheless, got to hook Mac up with a little JRT timing and scoring so he would know that these guys are not... Go ahead.
Big exodus to pit lane there. Van Opstroll, Richard Worth, and Gene Fittis all coming at the same time.
Here we go. Now remember, we talked about them racing the cars on the other side of the track. Well, that right now is Travis Swenke. He's finally got around Wright, and he's able to leave Num and Ratchie behind. Num and Ratchie has had to follow right around the entire lap. Swenke is out of the final corner. How are our boys doing in the pit lane?
Fittis is away.
But he's going to be passed.
Yep.
They got him.
They did. Fittis and Worth come out right behind this train of cars.
Van Opstroll, the big loser. Not only did he get passed by all those guys, he has lost contact with Richard Worth. Let's see what Van Opstroll's... He was in the box for 38 seconds compared to 33, 32 for the rest of the guys. Either he is very heavy-footed or he just took too much fuel.
Now remember, we've got Hefford sitting here in 7th. He came in, Soup, what was it, on, 2 laps in he came in. Or actually at the completion of the first lap, I think it was when he came in. So he's still got to get another stop in here.
He had a busy day. He had that early stop, then made his little visit to McDonald's, put McDonald in the pits, and then he has one more stop to go. Sonny Catch-Me out in front by 5 seconds over Patrick Fliss. And here comes our leader right now, unless he's playing with the commentator. Nope, he's coming in. Following him is Fliss as well.
It obviously has not come without a little bit of damage there for Sonny. It looks like the nose buckled up a little bit on an MX-5.
Schwenke working his way through Kumhole right now. That is 12 on his way to Lyondike. I think he's got a long way to go. Ketchen should be able to get to full and all the fuel he needs to do it. Schwenke onto the main straight right now. Ketchen smokes the tires. He's pulling away. He's out the interval. Back to Schwenke about 2.7, 2.6, 2.5.
Gnome trying to take it away. Gnome's got the inside position there. Advantage Gnome right now. Oh, he's going to take it, man. Aero Gnome.
Got a good pull down the straightaway. Got to the inside on Dory. And they get that pass made. Let's go Richard. Oh, let's go to Richard Worth right now. About 15 seconds back from when I mentioned it. Patrick Fliss got into the back of him, turns him around. And I believe that he's going to give the position back. We're looking at it right there. Stay on it for just a little bit longer. And here it is right there. Oh, you can see that they go around. Now, they get around, and I heard Patrick Fliss. I recognize his voice. Didn't even have to go to see who was speaking. I heard him come across, say, "I will give the position back. Get up here and catch me." And sure enough, well, if Worth can get there, Fliss has slowed down. 10 laps to go, Sean. Why don't we give a run through the... Well, no, you know what? I forgot we have bills to pay. We can't do a run. Well, we can't even do this yet. We have to wait till everybody's made their pit stop. Hey, how about this? Is the new leader? Could it be Lauren Murray?
Yeah, Lauren Murray up to the top. Sar Dove in second, and Jordy Fike completing out the podium right now. Oh, the pit stop, though, coming in, and there's Lauren Murray going in right now.
Hey, Sarah Dove gonna fly one more lap.
Jordy Fike coming in. So, Sarah Dove is the outlier today there, Soup. Yeah, actually, I see Max Wright hasn't come in either, and he's moving up the field now. Everybody else in.
Max Wright, remember, he was ahead of Schwenke and those guys. But right now, Sarah Dove. This is truly a case of Cinderella staying late at the ball. She is out there, leading the way. This is historic. This is the first lap led in 14 seasons in the MWT by a female. This is groundbreaking. A groundbreaking moment. Shouldn't be. Should almost be a non-issue in my book, but Sarah Dove. Waiting for things to settle out. Max Wright, as Sean mentioned, the last car that still needs to come in. He's currently in 8th, other than Dove.
Yeah, Max still sitting on that pit stop there.
Murray, after leading a lap, cycled out into 12th position.
I think Sarah's going to come in this time around here, though, Soup.
Stay out there, Sarah, one more time. Run it till it's dry. She's working her way through Hunsrud, now down into Kumhole.
And then on to turn 13. Also, AJ Foyt's favorite driver, Soup.
I don't think so. And now Sarah's going to bring it into the nest.
Just YouTube it, folks. All right, Sarah's in. So here we go.
And with that being done, order is restored. As Sonny Ketchen now re-inherits the lead. It wasn't wire to wire. He qualified second. Took him a little while to get around Richard Worth, but he gets it done. And talking about Richard Worth one more time, he is a package of disappointment wrapped in potential. You just think he's going to get there every time. He never seems to finish as well as he qualifies. Sean, I'm going to give you, since Sarah Dove led the first lap ever by a female driver of the MWG, I'm going to give you an honor never done before. You are going to get the Eagle Nest Tavern 60-second back marker salute. Here's how it works. You start with the last car on the lead lap. I guess it would be Ursum. Work your way through the back of the field all the way up. You got 60 seconds to do it. Go.
Drew and Ursum, Jacob Toffs, Neil Bamber.
No. Yeah, plenty of that. That's a run through the field backwards, buddy. Take your time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, look at there's a little graphic and everything over there.
I misunderstood.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a race. Drew and Ursum, they're in 20th right now.
There you go. Now you got the flow.
Jacob Toffs in 19th. Neil Bamber still charging hard back in 18. Derek, don't call me Dutch Oven Holland in 17th. 16th going to go to Kittier there. Max Wright now in 15th. Soup. Kip Stevens up 9 spots, sits in 14th.
Wow.
And the Carolinian there, Jordy Fike in 13th. Sardov in 12th.
But she led.
She did, has the distinction of leading this race. Yoop Williamson there in 11th. Lauren. Oh, and we cut it off at 10, so that's going to be Lauren Murray. They're in 10th, Soup.
And I'll do the plug. Eagle Nest Tavern. If you're ever in Green Valley Lake, stop in for a hot meal and a cold drink. Sean, that was fun. Good job.
Yeah.
I've never got to do one of those from this side of the microphone, or this side of the booth at least. Okay, let's go ahead. Since he ran down the back, let's talk about what's going on in front of him. Our battles that were so prevalent early on have kind of disappeared. As I say that, I hear somebody having off. Let's go to Quintelier. Oh my goodness, one more time for the rookie. About 10 seconds back, director. Just happened. He's done. No way that car's coming back. We're looking at it right now.
Boy, that was a hard hit.
Yeah. Mama Jean, if my 95-year-old mother-in-law is watching, I got to remind her again, this is simulated. That's not really happening, because this one left a mark. Ouch! So, this is important. That is your amateur leader right now, and he's in jeopardy of losing lots of spots. There's a lot of amateurs that are going to fit ahead of him. Van Obstral, Murray, Williamson, Dove, Fike, Stevenson, Wright, Holland. My goodness, it's going to be a bad day for the Frenchman. Now let me talk about what's going on in front. 3 seconds up, Sonny Ketchen over his Estonian rival Errol Num. Now there is a little battle here. Num is still being chased by Swenke. And how about the Bay State Hammer? Tom Ratchie sitting in 4th. It's a long way back after Ratchie, though, till you get to finish. Well, not so far. Actually, Gene in the mix there. If he can get a little bit of momentum going on, he can see Tom Ratchie. There's Fittis, the last car in the train. Wow, I love this shot. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you have it.
And man, Van Opstal, Richard Worth. This is heating up here, Soup. Just under 6 laps to go. It's a battle for 7th.
Patrick Fliss in 6th never did quite ever get around to giving that position back to Richard Worth. Maybe just waiting. It's going to be a little harder now because Fliss, he only wants to give up 1 position, but Worth is bringing a friend with him, Stephen Van Opstal. Good to see Stephen back in the series.
Yeah, Van Opstal's had a really good run here today.
Yeah,
I think he's got more ahead of him here, though. I really, really think he can get to Worth here. Just keeps working on it. Not much time left, though.
Drivers that are out there that are more than not on the lead lap, Jeroen Ursum. In fact, I think Jeroen's the last car racing. Everybody else has retired. Quintelier, the last driver out there. So, attrition, not really too bad. We've lost Quintelier, Hefford, McDonald, and Dankirk. Sonny Ketchen has won 8 out of the 10 regular season races. There's only 11. He is set to win 9 of 11. Sean, That's dominance.
I was just about to use the dominance word. Oh, Van Opstel's off track. Oh, it does not end well. Oh, jeez.
This is a strange one. This happened on the straight. I almost wonder if it's hardware error. Yeah, this was hardware error. You can see the car just kind of...
something's up.
Either that or he pulled a Gene Fittis and fell asleep.
I'm right on board with him.
Let's watch the wheel.
I think we got a technical issue there.
That's too bad.
It just drifted off and it looked like it wasn't in control.
Having a good run.
Lost his pedals, Soup. Must have lost his pedals and his steering wheel, because that car just on its own fell back down the hill with no attempt to get on the brake. That's got to be some kind of hardware failure. It's a shame for Steven.
That's why iRacing does not need to bring in any type of mechanical malfunction into the sim. You have it right there. That's an equivalent to a throttle stick or that type of issue in real world.
Yeah, well, that's and that's how things get balanced out sometimes, Soup. It really does.
And honestly, that's part of racing. I mean, as much as I hate to see it happen, that's what makes racing. That's what makes it interesting. Look at this battle for fourth. We're going to spend a lot of time on this one now with only 5 laps to go.
Yeah.
A lot of focus on this Num, Swanky, Ratchy, and how about Gene Fittis again?
Gene's rolling, man. He is still rolling and rolling right into this battle. The Bay State Hammer right in front of him.
It is the World Tour. You have a driver from Estonia in the front. The caboose is a driver from New Zealand flanking 2 Americans. Travis Swanky, the Buckeye from Ohio, and then from Massachusetts, Tom Ratchy. Boy, look at that. Swanky really making a move on Num. Now, if I believe right, I think that Tom Ratchy has been absorbed into the S. There's the AMS on the back of him, too. They are like the dark side on Star Wars. They just keep sucking people into that team. Swanky an AMS driver, Ratchy an AMS driver, Fittis not, and of course, Errol Num racing for Bushfink.
Those TBR boys. Always easy to pick up their paint schemes.
Yeah. That's another really prominent team. Bushfink keep working and working. They keep getting stronger and stronger. You can see that car just in front of them. You might think that was Sonny Ketchen, and you were right, as he becomes now just about to lap Jacob Toft. Let's go up to the leader. Let's see what Jacob does here. So, oh my goodness, Sonny gives him a hello. Not sure what that was about.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Do that again. I like that.
Hello.
What in the world was I guess you can do that when you have eight wins and out of 10. I guess Jacob gets the message as he pulls over.
Well, I mean, this all of a sudden has become a closer race than it needed to be, right?
Maybe I might have missed something going on there. Maybe Sonny was just making a point, but ow. Well, let's see how Jacob plays it here. I guess he's learned his lesson as he pulls off the track and lets Num and Swanky go by. Oh boy, he took a peek in there. Swanky really trying to get... And all of a sudden, the plot thickens now. The gap, 1 second back to Kanchan.
Yeah,
He's going to do it to me again. He's going to make look at the pit stop times, and he wants me to say that he's saving fuel right now. I'm not doing it, Sonny. I'm not buying it.
No drama, no fuel drama, Sue.
Oh, it's in my DNA to bring it up, but I refuse to do it. Sonny Ketchen with all the fuel he needs, even though the gap continues to shrink, now 9/10 of a second.
Soup will not capitulate.
Nope. The rolling Estonian is a rolling, though. Here he comes. 3 laps to get there. Looking on the front of Sonny's car, the nose looks relatively straight after his little love tap with Toffs.
Yeah, nothing too major there on the front end of Sonny's car. Got a little bit of a wrinkle, but not too bad.
You almost got to wonder if maybe Numb would encourage Swanky maybe to do a slingshot down the main straight this time, and maybe they can close up a little bit more. I know Numb doesn't want to surrender second position, but if it gets you closer to Sonny, they work through Heusinkveld. Now they go down into Kim Holt. This is corner number 12.
Maybe Sonny has a little bit something for a little bit of flair, finishing with flair. Wants to make this a little bit more exciting, maybe.
he's been known to do that. Swanky way too far back to make any kind of run on Numb. The interval now, well, it's down to 0.7 of a second. I'm going to stop doing it by numbers and start doing it by car lengths. About 6 car lengths now between Kanchan and Numb. Let's stay on this. They go through corner number 13. Number 3. This is that left-hander, Heusinkveld. Now they go through Heusinkveld. Not really much of a corner here.
Fans, check your tickets. If you've got the 078, you might want to get up on the rail and take a look.
For the trifecta. Here they come. Now they work through the Kim, Chloe, and Courtney combination here through Marlboro. Another right-hander down through Renault. And now corner number 9, Chloe, or more commonly known as Vodafone. Our director giving me a Beatle reference there. Good for him. Number 9. Now into the Audi S. The gap, 0.6 of a second.
Almost kind of weird that the director beats us to our musical reference, isn't it? There, so
especially one that was before he was born. I appreciate the effort, Joe Peak. Now through 12. The Roland Estonian continuing to close. The gap, 0.7 of a second. He's just out of reach.
Yeah.
Watch out for Swanky. Swanky has a good run out of Lion Dyke. I don't think Numb can afford to take a defensive line. They cannot afford to lose time. If Travis is going to make the move, he's got to do it cleanly. Not going to happen, and he knows it. He waits. And that's good news for Numb, because now Numb, a 0.5 second back, about 4 car lengths. A great drive off the corner from Kanchan. We are on the white flag lap.
I think Sonny might have been watching the fuel gauge just a bit there, Soup. I really do.
Oh, you got into it. You fell into his trap.
I have.
Now, they work their way through Heusinkveld, now through Heusinkveld, down through Slotemacher, up into 6. This is a passing opportunity, and he is there, but he's going to have to wait. Probably not going to be too much they can do as they go through the Kardashians, Marlboro, Renault, and Vodafone. There is a shot. You can make a pass down into the Audi S if you can get a good run out of 9. Numb is there. He needs to get a good drive. This is this 180-degree left-hander, Vodafone. Numb's got to get a good drive out. Be careful of the sand. You can see it off there, but he doesn't have to worry about it. He's too far back, but he's closing. About 4 car lengths back. The start-finish line is pretty well in the middle of the straightaway. There might be enough time out of Lion Dyke to get there. That'll be his last opportunity. I don't think he's going to poke his nose into 12, but he is there. The Roland Estonian right behind. I don't think Swanky is in the mix. They go through 12. One more corner. You gotta get a good drive out of the 2-time Indy champion Ari Lion Dyke. They do. Now it's nothing but straight between Kanchan and the checkered flag. The Estonian has nothing for him. It is 9 of 11. Sonny Kanchan gets the win. The Roland Estonian gets 2nd. Travis Swanky in 3rd. The Bay State Hammer, Tom Ratchey in 4th. 5th position, Gene Fittis.
Williamson back here trying to hold off Jordy Fike. I think he's going to be okay.
I heard a push me mate from, I believe, Richard Worth. Is Richard Worth? Ew, he was out of fuel. He comes across, I guess, in 7th.
Kip Stevens hanging on, trying to hang on for this 13th place finish. Max Wright close behind. Max, though, off in the dirt there for just a moment. He loses ground. Kip going to finish this race with a 13th place finish, up 10 spots, Soup.
16 cars finish on the lead lap, the last one being Derek Holland as he comes around right now. All right, the racing is over here in the Netherlands, but our broadcast is far from done. Right now, GSRC is going to take a short break, but don't go far because we'll come back to run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate here at the Dunes. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Team Potato Trophy of the Dunes. It was round number 11 on the MX-5 World Tour, and the finishing order is done right now, so let's get to it. Sonny Katchen, wins again. It was exciting, though, as Errol Num did all he could to run him down, but the Roland Estonian has to settle for second. Travis Swanky, coming off of second place last time, gets a third today. Bay State Hammer and Tom Ratchie and Gene Fittis go fourth and fifth. Patrick Fliss, Richard Worth goes sixth and seventh. Richard Worth never did get that spot back from Fliss. Nick Thiessen comes home in eighth. Lauren Murray, our top amateur, good for him, in ninth. 10th place, Sarah Dove, and she led some laps. An historic moment here in the MWT. Sean?
All right, Soup, and then we will go ahead and move down to Jupp Willemsen there with an 11th place run. Jordy Fike in 12th. 13th, going to go to Kip Stevens. Max Wright in 14th. Neil Bamber, 15th today. Derek Holland, 16th. Jacob Toffs, 17th. 18th, going to go to Jeroen Yersum. 19th, Steven Van Opstel. Tough ending for him. And then we've got G. Quintier there in 20th. Steve Hefford, 21st. 22nd, Joe McDonald. And Jurg Dankert, trouble early in this race, Soup, 23rd.
We've got 6 drivers ready to be interviewed. I'm going to limit myself to 1 question per driver. See how many of these we can get through. Kind of do it like the back marker review here. See how many of interviews we can get done. Let's start with Sonny Kenton. Sonny, congratulations on the win. I want to go right. Yeah, go ahead. I want to go right to the incident with the back marker. What was going on there?
I don't know. It was, I think, kind of like checking the mirrors, and you know, I was a back marker before, so I'm pretty sure it was kind of nerves. I was wanting to just hold my line, but I think he knew I was coming, and pretty much it was because of the nerves, I think, and so that's what happened. And luckily, it wasn't big damage, but the gap got close to Eero to get the draft, and so I had to push for the win. So it was all good in time.
Fuel okay? You were safe. It was just a matter of them running you down.
Yeah, fuel was just about right. So I ran out in the cool down lap later on. So but it was perfect.
Okay, Sonny, going to get you out of here on this one. Just let you know, it's only been done once. The perfect Ironman, every lap of every race. You got a shot at it. Good luck coming up for the double distance grand finale.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. And I just want to say my moment of the race was that pass on Worth to take the
early
lead.
on.
I learned it from Sergio the last time we raced here. So just giving it back to him. Thanks, Sergi.
There you go. Congratulations, Sonny Kenton, you winner. Sean, who do you want?
Soup, I think we've got Aero Numb. No, we don't. I thought I had him, and there he is.
There
okay. Aero, congratulations. Boy, we really thought you had something for Sonny there at the end. Still, a great race today. A lot of traffic out there to deal with.
Yeah, it was a great race. Sadly, I was a little under-fueled, so I had to save fuel at the end of the race. So that's why I wasn't able to catch Sonny at all.
See, Soup, I told you there was fuel drama. There we go. Straight from Aero Numb. All right. Well, hey, a great run indeed, and a good points day here as we still just have 1 round to go. How do you feel about your season?
Yeah, it has been tough, but the end is getting better, and the second place I'm aiming, so it's all good.
Aero, I'm going to jump in and Soup here.
Soup.
Absolute Beginner start tomorrow. Are you going to do another run in the Skippies?
Yeah,
all right, we'll look forward to seeing you then. Season race number 1 starting tomorrow. This time slot, ladies and gentlemen, a day later. Aero Numb, your second place finisher today. I'm hustling through. I want to get a lot of these. Let's bring in Dory. Travis Swanky, he has a 3rd place. 2nd place last time out at Oran Park, followed up by a 3rd today. Travis, good pit stop. Just didn't have enough to get to catching.
Yeah, just not enough. But right away, I do have to thank Tom for the draft out of the pits and got around him right then, because it's just really hard to pass. I think all of us are very evenly matched. So
you guys peeled off early. You and Tom went out of did you guys go together? Was that planned? Because you were in that train up front.
Yeah, it looked like Richard Worth was kind of losing his tires and slowing us up a little bit. So we decided, let's go in and work together as 2 and see if we could jump them, and it worked. So
Yeah, and then when you came out, then you got stuck a little bit. You had Errol Num there. You got stuck a little bit behind. I think it was Max Wright that you had a hard time getting around.
Yeah, and then I think Arrow went to the outside, and I'm like, oh geez, because I was thinking about going the same way for a second, but yeah, I just didn't know which way to go. Held up just a little bit, probably I don't know, lost 7/10 or so that lap.
Great run. Are you doing any Daytona 24 this day?
Yeah, so Sonny, James Stevenson, Jordy Fike, myself, and Brian Cartier are running in the 24 right now.
All right, go get to it. I'll let you out of here. Thanks for putting on a good show.
Great, thanks.
Let's hustle through. Fast interviews today. I love it. How about who do you want, Sean?
Got Gene Fittis here real quick. Gene, congratulations. Pretty solid race. Pretty solid effort there for you today.
G'day, guys. Yeah, thanks very much. I was pretty happy with that, I've got to say. I think this nice little new paint scheme must be a few microns thinner and a bit lighter. And I finally learned how to fuel save today as well, which was a bonus. And yeah, it all panned out quite nicely for once.
You care to share what you learned?
Just hang at the back and lift off halfway down every straight you can. And yeah, just...
good on you.
Turns out, no, thanks very much. Turns out there is no great secret to it, really.
Just all about the throttle management. Well, I'll tell you what, heck of a race today and a great finish for you with just one round to go. We look forward to seeing you next week, my friend.
Yeah, thanks very much. I'm looking forward to it myself. Can I just give a quick shout out to PRA's new sponsor that's come on board with us, Race Stars. You might have noticed it on the side of the car. If anyone's ever down in Australia, definitely go check them out. They've got a commercial iRacing license and 4 sim rigs set up, and you can get on there and have a blast to your heart's content.
Very nice. Good information to have. Thank you for sharing that with us, Gene.
No worries at all. Cheers, guys.
All right. We'll catch you next time, buddy.
All right. See ya.
And now we'll talk to Sarah Dove. I'm old enough to remember Janet Guthrie when she raced at Indy 500, the first female there. Sarah, this really shouldn't be a big thing in 2018, but you're the first female driver to lead a lap in the MWT. It's been around for 14 seasons. Congratulations.
Thank you. It might not have been on pace though, but it was still pretty cool.
Leading the lap is leading the lap. How about some great fighting going on? There was 2 trains early on. The lead train of about 8 that was really passive. They were really well behaved. And then the train that you were in, man, there was some good racing going on for like 8th through 15th.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of fighting, and it made us all pretty slow. So yeah, more people then caught up, and there was more fighting. But it was really good. Yeah,
that's a very good analogy. What happened? The train kept growing because you guys were having so much fun. Hey, we got to go. We're running long. Congratulations, good job for your what'd you finish here today? And hey, top 10 finish. Well to go.
Thank you,
Sarah Dove. Last one, Sean. We'll let you talk to Jacob Tufts because he was waiting so patiently in there.
Yeah, Sarah's teammate there, and Jacob, good run there for the team today.
Yeah, I had a bit of a problem at the start, though, where I got spun around. But otherwise, other from that, it was okay. Then I just got some damage on the car, and I was down speed on the straights. So I couldn't really make up any ground on anyone.
Well, next week is a new week, but the last one in this season, and I guess all you have to do is go out there and hope for the best, huh?
No, I can't do the last race in Interlagos. I've got real world commitments, but I'll be back for season 15. Raring to go. A bit more practice maybe this time.
Well, that is good news indeed there, Jacob, and we look forward to seeing you then. You'd been up there waiting. We wanted to get a chance to chat with you real quick, but we will see you next season, sir. Yeah, see you next season as well. Bye. All right, Soup, that's everybody. We got him.
You know what? I know I hear Jake Sperry yelling at me right now. I forgot to do a sponsor plug, and they actually pay for this segment, so I have to do it. This post-race show was brought to you thanks to the guys at Green Valley Lake, the Eagle Nest Tavern wrap-up show. Green Valley Lake is the best-kept secret in Southern California's San Bernardino Mountains. Look at that. Our director brings up the graphic for me. While visiting, stop in at Eagle Nest Tavern for a hot meal and a cold drink. there on Facebook. They have been a long-time supporter of the series, and we thank them for all they do. Every little bit helps to bring this on the broadcast, to make the broadcast possible. All right, let's give thanks to the rest of these guys. How about we'd like to thank everybody at the Quality Racing Sim-dicate for organizing the series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast. And Heusinkveld, they are an affordable simulation software and hardware that was thought to be of limited use for race teams and drivers, but their simulation software brings professional results within reach for any race team or driver without having to compromise on realism or engineering value. They offer a broad array of products and services such as advanced vehicle simulation software and hardware. They are able to simulate any combination of race car and track, including a full-fledged cockpit environment with unparalleled realism. Jake Sperry, that's hard to say. You have to say that every week. Unparalleled realism. My God, somebody needs to rewrite that. Heusinkveld solutions are currently being used by professional teams and drivers in the Formula 4, GP3, GP2, and Formula 1. Now these products are available. This is a long read. Now these products are available for any professional team or driver looking for an edge in iRacing. Be a better race car driver. Get in touch today. Jeez. Thanks to Title Influence, of course, Eagle Nest Taverns, the company's equipment that you see on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. We'd like to thank them. The original music that you heard, we use it every week. It gives every GSRC broadcast that special feel and flavor. That's thanks to Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact them. I'm done. Crackers, it's you.
You think I can get Eagle's Nest to send me over some chicken fingers? You're still got a long day ahead of me here.
Oh, they could do it.
Well, listen, Soup, the Heusinkveld MX-5, Heusinkveld, I'm sorry, my bad. The Heusinkveld MX-5 World Tour returns next week for the double distance, double points grand finale, January 27th at Interlagos. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us. Sliding across your screen now are some of the upcoming broadcasts we've got going, so check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find that all at globalsimracingchannel.com, or guess what? Right here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We got a complete archive of everything we've done and everything that's coming up here in the next week or so. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook. If you go there and type in Global Sim Racing Channel, all one word, I promise you'll find us.
Finally, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Sean Ambrose, our director, Joe Peak, and our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And with that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle, which will offer us some unparalleled realism. Say that 3 times fast. That's impossible. Race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.